My name's Grace, and I'm a 20-year-old girl who spends too much money on manga. Now, I'm what I like to call a self-deprecating weeb, which means I don't admit that I am one, but I spend over $1,000 on Japanese books. So, I thought it would be a grand old time to go through these books, talk about why I spent the money to buy the entire series only to read it in one day, and what I like about them and why you should read them. So let's start. First, we'll start with the teeny bopper manga. Now, I'm not 13, but I love this. This is called Shigokara, and I read this probably when I was about 10. I think I got one book from Barnes & Noble's because I had no money. And then I remembered it when I was 19. And I bought the whole series and then I read all of it. So it's a cute series. There's only 10 books, but it's worth it. It's about a girl who kind of struggles with her identity and not being who she really is. And these little people come out of eggs and turn her into who she wants to be. Now, I know that that sounds odd, but doesn't all manga? Next on the list of something a teenager would read is Kami-sama Kiss. Now, this is like a total teenage girl fantasy type thing. This is about a girl who ends up being a god, and her servant slash, familiar just so happens to be a foxman. I know, never heard of it before. However, it's a good series. Now, I am missing one of these because for some reason they don't sell the third book on Amazon. What else? Okay, all right, here's one. Fruits Basket. This one is a work of art. There's 12 books. Well, 12 books if you buy the collector's edition because these are thick. The other books, there's like 26 because they were tiny. This is good. And you know what? They should have come out with more than one season of the anime because that was trash. Also, the animation was trash, but the story's perfect. Should I tell you what it's about? You probably know what this is. You know what? I'll tell you what it's about. A girl, right? She's homeless. She's in a tent. That's unusual. Runs into a house. Like 3 guys living. When she hugs them, they turn into zodiac animals. Sis. It's good. It's cute. It's wholesome. And I've read it 13 times. Oh no. Oh jeez. Oh my god. Where do I put this? Where do I put this? Okay. Next on the list. Personally, this was a doozy to buy because there are 18 very large volumes. I still read it in 2 days. Anywho, this is Inuyasha. Now, for all of you wondering, what is that? Let me tell you. Inuyasha is set in the feudal era, and it's about a girl Kagome who can go back to this feudal era, and oh, I don't want to spoil it. She meets Dog Boy. Do you see the similarity with Dog Boys? It's a thing. Anywho, the anime came out in like 2004. And it was the first anime that I ever watched. I was in like 3rd grade. And I would stay up and I would watch it on Adult Swim with the TV really low so that my mom wouldn't hear that I still had the TV on. And you know what? It's just a good series. It's wholesome. It has a lot of really good action. Also a little bit of romance. Got it. Next, Noragami. Now this is like a newer series. Most of these are older. Like I know Shugokara is old and I know that Inuyasha is old. But Noragami, I just recently watched the anime and I decided that, you know, I wanted to buy the entire series. And this one's really, really good. I've said that about every single one. Anyways, this one has a lot of action. It has a lot of story, good story. It's about Yato, and he's like a deadbeat god, which, you know, me too. And he wears a tracksuit all the time, same one, me too. Relatable, you know? He also has no money. Me too. So, he runs into a girl who, is that a spoiler? Basically, she can leave her body. Won't say much else. It's a good series. So, Getting Darker, the next full series, and you're just gonna have to. Here. This is the Doubt series. Now, it starts with, it's by Yoshiki Tonagai. That was not the right pronunciation. It starts with Doubt. Now, Rabbit Doubt is a very gory manga, and it's about people who get trapped in this building. They don't really know what's going on, and there's like Judgment Day. So like Danganronpa, but more gory, more brutal. I don't know which came out first. They're good books. They're short. Again, I think I read these when I was like, I read one book when I was like 12 online because I couldn't buy the book. And then I remembered it when I was like 19 and I went and bought all of the books. But I wouldn't say they aren't perfect. Okay, the storyline, a little predictable. They're kind of short, just 2 books. However, if you're into kind of like short one-shot, gory, whatever, it's good. It's good. It has a decent storyline. Now, from the same guy, and it kind of follows suit with Doubt, the second part of the series is called Judge. And it's very similar, but with different characters, different twists, different settings, kind of. Still very, very gory, which I like horror a lot. So I enjoyed these books. Now the third one, Secret, I bought it. I'd never read it, like prior, but I bought all 3, and then I read all of them. Not as good as the first and second. It was odd. I didn't expect the twist, but it was odd. The storyline was a little weird. If you find it 50% off, buy it then. I wouldn't buy full price. Oh, Jesus, I skipped all of these. Okay, let's get to the big books. These are not horror, but fairy tale. I actually bought these books after I watched 2 episodes of Fairy Tail. I'm extremely impulsive. And I also really like reading. And I read them very quickly. Anywho, these are the Fairy Tail Masters editions. I only have 5 right now. I haven't bought the 6th one. And they're giant. And Fairy Tail is an amazing story. If you really like magic, if you like not too much romance, but a lot of action, a lot of fighting, a lot of magic and like wizardry, they're super cool books. And they have really original ideas that you wouldn't really find in a whole lot of other identical magic manga. There's no Sailor Moon transformation. Wait, no, I take that back. Okay. Next. I can't really say a lot about Attack on Titan. I only bought 2, and I didn't finish reading it, nor have I watched the series. I may get bullied. Don't bully me, please. But I just had a hard time getting into it. Moving on. Moving on, we have some miscellaneous. Essay is good. Again, oh my god, you can't see me. Essay is good. I only have 2 of the books. Because again, I read it like on the computer when I was like 10. And I just bought 2 of the books because I ran out of money because I bought all these other books. Oregon High School Host Club. Watched the series, good series. Heard it doesn't end the same way the books do, so, you know, I bought 3 and then never bought any more. Kiss Him, Not Me. Watched the series, wanted to buy a few books, never bought the rest. And then mini versions of versions of Attack on Titan. And that was before I bought the giant ones, which I then proceeded not to read. And on to the creme de la creme. Oh, God. Oh, no. These are my children, basically. This is, from what I could find, almost the entire Junji Ito collection. Now, I would love to make a whole video talking about why he's so good at what he does and how perfect these books are. And I might. I don't know. This is my first one. We don't know yet. I don't know yet. Either way, these are wonderful books. Now, they're horrifying. So if you don't like scary, do not read them. Just don't. So let's start at the top. This is Gyo. I'm not quite sure which exact order they go in, but I do know that Tomi came first, the idea of Tomi. And Gyo is, I would have to say, probably my least favorite of the series that I've seen so far. It's very short. It's extremely short compared to his other books. And I mean books, not just short stories. So it's a lot shorter than the other ones, like Tomi and Uzumaki. I don't know, I don't think I'm pronouncing that right. I'm not Japanese. I can't speak it. Anyways, though, his art style is, oh my god, extremely unique. And being a big horror fan, and I could make a whole video on why I have so many problems with horror movies today, is he finds a way to make things scary in a unique manner. He makes them disturbing, not just bloody. Because, like, you know, Doubt and, what was the other scary one? Oh, like Doubt and Judge, right? They're gory anime. They're not scary. And it's very hard to find something that's scary. I mean, even like Higurashi, which is the most gory anime I've ever seen. It's gory. It's not scary. However, Junji Ito will make you shit bricks. So that's Gyo. I won't explain the storyline because you really can't with his books. I would just recommend, if you've ever thought about buying from him, to do it. Next is the Fragments of Horror. This is a collection of a lot of his short stories. And truthfully, I really love reading his short stories because it feels a lot like multiple ideas come together, like passing thoughts. And it's really cool to see those written down and then drawn out. They're all amazing stories. I would definitely recommend buying this and buying this one. Not to mention, these are one of like the few hardback anime books that or mangas that I've ever found, and this is the cover without the cover. They're just amazing. They're really high quality. They weren't that expensive. This is just going to be a whole video on Junji Ito. I'm going to have to I don't know how to cut this out. I don't know how to edit. This is my first time doing this. Next is Shiver, which is again a collection of his short stories. I've probably read these 4 or 5 times now, at least. Again, same thing as Fragments of Horror. This one's a little bit chunkier, a little thick. Definitely worth the money. And the cheapest place I found it was Amazon, and they came in really, really good shape. Next are the big boys. Tomi. Now, Tomi I had to read through probably 4 times before things started to make a lot more sense to me. The first time you read it, you're going to read it because of the art. You're going to read it because you enjoy reading through it, but you're not going to really understand a lot of the story. But if you reread it, it makes a lot more sense. And Tomi this is probably my favorite Junji Ito book, because to me, I'm obsessed with Tomi. Plain and simple. I love her. And it's just an amazing collection. And if you've ever watched the Junji Ito anime rendition, Chief said that's not it. Oh, that was a bad meme. Next is Uzumaki. I don't think I'm pronouncing that correctly at all. And I'm sure that everybody's heard of this. I'm sure you've at least seen it, because prior to buying these books, I had seen images from this book so many different times on just like various websites and, you know, like Tumblr, like edgy Tumblr blogs, you know. But this image is pretty notorious from it, and that's the one that I had seen on a lot of like the black and white emo Tumblr blogs. Uzumaki is really amazing. Again, you have to kind of reread it to connect the dots, but I like that he does that because it makes it so that you have to take your time to appreciate the book fully. Now, I think that's all. Yeah. So, that's all. I have no clue how to end this, so I guess until next time, bye.